Alright, welcome back everyone. This is the last day of the group stages. Today we're going to find out which 16 teams go into the final brackets tomorrow for the knockout round, and we have some great matches for you. A lot of groups are really open, a lot of teams have surprised us and just come in from left field and beaten some of the favorites, and that seems likely to continue. I'm here today with Laz. How are you today?
Pretty good, considering we stayed up pretty late last night.
We stayed up late watching matches.
Matches, exactly.
Stayed up very late and then
we have entire stat sheets we made just for this.
Sat up, drank tea, talked about spaceships. That was wonderful.
Well, pinkies up.
Pinkies up. Raby, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I think I'm really excited for the matches we have today. Some of these teams are going to be coming in with nothing to really win or lose, just to have fun. But then there's a bunch of teams that are up against the wall, and those are going to be great matches.
They're going to be really good. And from CCP, we have CCP Heimdall. How are you today?
I'm doing good, thanks.
You're going to be talking to us a little bit about localization, Serenity, basically anything that's a little bit foreign.
Yes, exactly.
You're the master of foreigners.
Doing the foreign stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. If we could get the groups up, we can take a look at how the groups are right now. We do have some groups that are wide open, some groups that are a little less open, and some that are kind of closed off. So Group A, Hun Reloaded, has qualified. Black Legion and Nulli Secunda are fighting for that second slot, and it's going to be fairly interesting because Nulli Secunda are fighting Choke Point, Black Legion versus Hun, so a lot of stuff can happen there. So Group B looks closed off. Agony Empire and Godfathers have qualified. Same goes for Group C, but again, Group D is open. Fearless look fairly safe, and then we have Virgil Collapse, Capital Punishment, and Goon Swarm potentially being able to edge the reign. So we were talking about it. How exactly does Goon Swarm go on from this group on 0 wins today?
So Goon Swarm does have, it's a bit of a long shot, but for them to get through, they need to beat Capital Punishment convincingly, get full points, possibly underpoint themselves to get the extra bonus points, and then not give up about 50 points. So they just have to make sure that they don't lose half their team. But then they need Fearless to crush Verge. They need Verge of Collapse to get less than, I think, 28 points.
Yeah, 28 points, I believe.
So that's going to be a difficult thing to see, but it's very possible.
Or they simply just need to pay them off. So somehow backdoor deal.
Well, Goons are pretty poor after that tech nerf was announced. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that blog just crushed our wallet.
The most important thing for them, though, is that none of that will matter at all if they can't win, and they've been having a lot of trouble with that part in this fall.
All right, maybe we can get a look at the second half of the day groups, because of course this was the first 4 groups, and there's 4 more after the break at around 5 Eve. So this is pretty much the same. There's 2 groups fairly closed off, and then 2 groups that are essentially wide open. Group E and F, top 2 teams have already been found. Exodus, Heretic Nation, Darkside, and Raiden are going to go into the next stage tomorrow. Raiden, I think, has been really good this year.
Yeah.
They've had solid setups throughout the entire tournament.
We've seen them use the best damp team of this whole tournament. Most teams have been having trouble getting the damp setups to work, but they pulled it off.
Yeah. And then we have Group G with that's entirely open. 1 win, 1 loss for everyone. This is the most open group there is. Shadow Cartel, Suddenly Spaceships, Gypsy Band, and Percussive Pizza Time Diplomacy, who can basically all go through. All they need to do today is win. The 2 winners in that group will go on. Group H, which is kind of the group of death, with Red versus Blue being the only one to qualify so far. If I would have told you that 10 days ago, that Red versus Blue would take this group, would you believe me?
Probably not.
Yeah,
they did pretty well last year, but I mean, they're doing phenomenal.
Yeah, they've
so
stepped
far.
it up hugely this year.
And PL wrote Kill It With Fire. I mean, we basically had the best match of the Alliance tournament in this group last week. So PL need to win. Are they going to be able to pull something out of their hats? Their collective hats?
We'll have to see. I think they're going to be throwing everything they have at Red versus Blue, but RVB has proven that they can beat the best. They were able to dismantle Kill With Fire, who was very strong in the first match. They managed to take down Rote, and yeah, at this point, anything can happen there.
The real deal.
Yes, RVB is very much the real deal in the tournament.
All right, well, we're going to find out. And then, of course, we have the knockout stages tomorrow that are going to be fairly amazing. We also have our predictions. How is it looking for you guys? I have a fair amount of teams on the left column today. I think it's a left day.
Left-sided as well.
Yeah.
I'm probably about 2/3 left one. I think I'm a bit more. I'm a bit more in favor of the right than you guys are.
All right. Yeah, I think Agony Empire will do well against Godfathers. I think Fearless will beat Virtua Collapse, and I think Shadow Cartel will take Gypsy Band. But that's about my right side today.
Yeah, then I have Dark Side. Actually, I think I'm going to go with them over Raiden, and then going with my bros and Test.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I got Fearless, Dark Side, and Shadow Cartel on the right. So hopefully we can see more all-out blaster setup from Shadow Cartel again. That was my favorite match so far.
That was an amazing match.
That was really fun.
All right. Well, we still have a few more minutes before the match kicks off. So let's talk a little bit about with Heimdall. So what is it you do at CCP?
My title is International Segment Owner, Internationalization Segment Owner. Basically, we take EVE, translate it into other languages, deal with our partners in other countries, etc. All over the world, though, there has been a lot of focus recently on Asia. We released the Japanese client in March. We have reopened now the Serenity server in China, and it's seeing really good numbers. We've got nearly 40,000 players PCU right now in China, so that's looking really good. It is an open beta. It will go fully live as a service in September, but so far it's looking really good. We have a new partner over there, Tian City, who really know games and really love EVE. So we've got a lot of hope for China right now.
Very cool. We're going to be talking a lot more about that. If you're interested in hearing if the client's going to come out in your language, we'll of course find out where we're going with all this stuff. But let's go to CCP Sunset, who has the commentators.
Hi, welcome to the commentary booth. I'm CCP Sunset here with Kill2 and Michael Bolton III. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good. I'm doing good. I'm feeling chipper.
Yeah, feeling chipper, ready to boogie on down for the rest of the day.
We went and got some ice cream to prep together on a date. And nothing like a good morning's ice cream.
Wow. Oh, okay. So you guys went out for ice cream?
Yep, we nothing really wakes me up like a nice solid dose of dairy, like a cold dairy and then candy mixed in. That's really what I'm after.
That's definitely the thing to do after a fun night out, I guess. So have you guys had a busy week while you've been here in Iceland?
Yeah, we've had a much busier week than usual, actually. Michael Bolton stayed here in town by himself for most of it, but the rest of us went out to the country and went hiking and checked out some Iceland stuff. I fell down and hurt myself. It's been a lot of fun.
Did anyone throw themselves in a river, perhaps?
Yeah, Zastro had an accident.
That sounds a little worse when you say he had an accident.
Yeah, I guess so. He did have an accident probably last night, actually.
Okay. So, we've got some really cool matches coming up in the first part of today. Is there something in particular that you're looking forward to out of today's schedule?
The first and second groups, or the first and fourth groups that we're doing are the really up in the air groups right now. There's a couple ways we could end up with in the first group, like a three-way tie where it's decided by points. And in the final group, Goonswarm Federation trying to squeeze by in the squeeziest of squeezes and get into the elimination bracket.
The squeeziest of squeezes. What about you, Kill2? I'm
kind of praying that RVB does something kind of embarrassing, so that all of my claims that they're not the real deal are justified. I'm worried they're gonna show up and beat PL, and I'm gonna look stupid, but it'll be good to find out, I guess.
I think RVB already did something embarrassing when they lost to us as doing our exhibition matches. That was pretty embarrassing to lose to the likes of the commentators and GMs and devs. So
yeah. In case, I guess that'll come up throughout the weekend, but a lot of people probably missed it. We did exhibition matches on Thursday, where the commentators and the devs, we spent the whole day, it seemed like, fighting some other teams from the tournament, which was really fun. We actually ended up with a positive record. We went 2-1, beat Mildly Intoxicated and RVB. Oh no, we lost to Mildly Intoxicated. We beat Hun Reloaded. But it was a lot of fun. That was really cool, and we beat RVB, so that was good.
It was a lot of fun, and I was so happy that I made it through the first match. So I was boasting on Facebook. I'm like, yeah, still alive, and then dead. Yeah, oh well. So we've got lots coming up, and we'll be taking questions from the forum. We have a thread on the Alliance Tournament section of the forum where you can post your questions for the experts. So just head on over and let us know what you'd like us to talk to the commentators about, and we'll see if we can get you some interesting answers. So for now, we'll hand back over to Soundwave in the studio.
Thanks, guys. I'd completely forgotten about those matches. So we beat. When I say we, I wasn't there because as a lot of people know, I am an expert of internet spaceships, and it can't get too one-sided, so I kind of stay clear of that match.
Weren't you filming your next Feet of Fire
I
video?
was doing a promo dance video, which I do now and then, and yeah, so we beat RVB, we beat Hunter Loaded, Mildly Intoxicated.
Mildly
beat. Yeah,
They completely dunked on us.
Yeah.
Like, it was not even close.
All right. So what went wrong? Was it setups?
At the very beginning, Mildly's Kitsune get some really good jams off our Cronuses, and they get those Cronuses down pretty quickly. Our FC didn't even know the battleships were jammed, so we were just kind of up in the air.
Yeah. One Kitsune taking down 2 ECCM Cronuses for the entire first half of the fight. Yeah, I'm not bitter at all.
That'll get.
But they did a great job.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah, they're a good team. And Hunter are a really, really good team. Like a little bit surprised by that.
Yeah.
Not that we're bad at
I don't
spaceships.
think Hunter's bringing their best stuff against us, though.
All right. Well,
As awesome as
we
we
weren't
were.
bringing our best.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, we were
All right,
not even close. We need to save the best stuff for the CCP versus the winner of the tournament thing. Can't give away whatever you guys are going to be bringing for that.
See, that could be good.
That would be interesting.
Maybe next year we can do an entire day and simply play all the teams.
Yeah, we kind of ran out of time. There was a bunch of teams that came in at the end that really wanted to get in. I think we had like 4 or 5 other teams that wanted to play, but we just ran out of time, unfortunately.
All right. Well, still fun and games. All right, we do have a match coming up, but before that, let's quickly talk a little bit more about localization. So, how many languages do we have even now?
We've got German, Russian, Japanese. Those are all running on Tranquility, and then we have Chinese running on Serenity server, and of course English on Tranquility as well.
Yeah, all right. So the Serenity server, which is only for Chinese people in China,
Yes.
right? All right. So there's no, I can't go make an account on Serenity.
No, no, yeah.
All right, fair enough. So, is it different? Is it the same version? Is it just like TQ? Just
Right now we're running Escalation, and we'll be going up to Inferno in September.
Yeah.
At that point, we'll be pretty locked up, which is pretty good because before we closed down Serenity and changed publishing partners, we were running about a year behind Tranquility on Serenity. So it's getting much better synced up now.
all right. So they're essentially just going to be a few months behind, or
Yeah, if that.
All right.
If that.
well, that's cool. And we're seeing really good response to it.
Yeah.
Is it the same system with subscriptions? How does it work?
It will be a subscription system. Yep.
Yeah.
Just the same, just through our partner TN City rather than directly through us.
Exactly the same, just with funny letters.
Yeah, exactly.
Good, good. Well, it's cool. It's kind of odd to have so many gamers in China and not have them play Eve, but now they will be.
Yes.
And we're going to China next week to promote
Next week. Absolutely. Should be good.
We're going to, what's the thing called?
China Joy.
China Joy.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
cool.
basically sort of a Chinese E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to be showing off Eve and hopefully telling people how awesome spaceships are and that
Most
they should come
definitely.
play it.
Yeah.
So we have almost 40,000 people as PCU right now during the beta.
Yeah.
How quickly do you think we're going to get as many people as we have on TQ?
Well, it depends on a lot of things. I wouldn't want to throw a guess of when, but I think in the next couple of years we could definitely get there. Of course, there are hardware constraints as well. We need to boost up that system a bit if we want to get TQ type numbers. But I think we're on our way, and we're seeing the numbers that will push us in that direction.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, we're going to have a quick outage to fix a small audio issue, but it should be back very quickly. And then, of course, we'll bring you the first match of the day, Noli Secunda versus Choke Point, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match.
I think so, too. All right, so China, and then we have Dust. How's that going to impact? Is Dust going to go live on the Chinese server when it does on TQ, or
No, it won't.
All right.
It won't. So that'll be a place where we diverge a little bit, and we'll see how it goes with Dust on TQ, and see what the future holds.
Yeah, cool. That will be very, very, very exciting. I'm kind of excited. Meeting Chinese players and seeing how they do it, because we've heard all these stories about how Serenity has been, like, at least in terms of player behavior, treated kind of differently.
Yeah.
Like that they've had like one big alliance run 0.0 and like they seem to play the game completely differently.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they think of
and
it.
I think getting a lot of new blood in there is going to help it out. And TN City are really set up well to do that.
Yeah.
They know this business, so they're pulling in tons of players.
Yeah, they're very clever. I got this feedbacky thing from Cian City where they were like, here's some ideas from improvements, and then sometimes when you get those, you're like, this was like, they're probably right. There's like a load of stuff in like the new player experience that just didn't make sense, and they're like, you should probably do this, and I was like, maybe.
They've got a lot of great ideas, and we're not aiming to have a Chinese version and a TQ version of Eve. We want to take their best ideas, combine them in with what we're doing, ideas from our sides as well, and make Eve grow. For everybody. And I think with the new, the new way we've got the company set up with the internationalization segment and so on, that gives us a lot of bandwidth to bring in a lot more input from those guys. So I think it'll be really good.
Do we have any more plans of expanding languages right now?
There are no definite plans right now, but it's definitely on the map. I mean, a big part of the initial internationalization was setting up a framework called Cerberus in Eve that allows us to localize relatively easy compared to how it was before. So we are definitely looking in that direction.
Start expanding Klingon by 2014?
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
There's a market for that. No, but I mean, Spanish might be interesting. Polish,
French could be
French
interesting.
would be big,
Portuguese. I mean, we've looked at a lot of possible languages. Korean. There are languages that suit any online game very well. There are languages that suit Eve very well. There are languages that are already have a very established presence in Eve, and we want to consider all of these factors when we decide what language we go with.
We're going to see one of those language groups coming up in our second match, Unreloaded. They're Hungarian, and so they use the English client right now, but I'm sure they would really appreciate it if we could get a Hungarian client.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they would. We've got a big presence there in Hungary too, and I've had several people here working from that country as well.
Yeah.
So,
We had a few regional teams in the prelims. I think Laguna or Romania.
Yep.
And of course, we have the Russian teams. Silver Fleet and Red Overlord and all those.
And you get Evoke as well, which are
Evoke,
German.
Yeah, we get quite a few. And well, I don't know if Rote Kapelle is actually German, but their name is German, so I'll just assume they're German. But I think that's cool. At least it seems like we'd be reaching a lot of players that we wouldn't be reaching with the English client. When we went to Russia last year, a lot of the veterans were so used to the English client that they didn't really want to switch.
Right.
But the new players that came in would just like embrace it, basically.
Right.
But anyway, we have a lot more time to talk about languages and countries and all that kind of stuff. Let's go to the first match. We need quick predictions on this one. It's Nolly Secunda versus Choke Point.
Nolly.
I'm going with Nelly.
I'll be contrary and say Choke Point.
All right. I think I'm going to go with Nolly Secunda as well.